Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Ina, and in this video, we're going to be setting up my February movie TV show journal for month of February. Um, it's really nice. So I'm showing over here the January of what I watched. I watched three movies and nine TV shows. All of them except of Queen Charlotte are brand new for me, so that was really nice. Also, Miss Bala was a new movie for me, but overall, it's a nice start. As you could see, I'm showing the spreads that I did. Some of them are not finished. Some of them was Queen Charlotte is finished. But by the time I finished February, I did finish the January. I wasn't sure what exactly I wanted to do. I did Queen Charlotte first, and then it kind of got me an idea. And then with other movies, I kind of was looking at Pinterest also to see what exactly I want to do. I'm not sure, like, I'm not 100% sure what I want to do. I'm just doing the way I'm kind of feeling it. So, and it's kind of one of those things having a bullet journal. You could do whatever you want to do, it's your own. You don't have to, like, be like, oh, I saw this, I should copy it. Of course, you could, but it's not a requirement. You could just have a sticker or just write a name of the like, for example, a movie, and write a review for one page. I kind of like doing 2 pages and also printing out printed out scenes from a movie, and then some of them, like the most popular ones, or maybe some of them that I just found. For some, it's really hard to find like screenshots. Pinterest is a good place to find. I found it versus Google. Sometimes you have to screenshot it from your laptop or even your phone. So it is kind of harder, as I said, versus on Pinterest. There's a lot of pictures. If you're going to, like, Google, for example, we're gonna go with Bridgeton. You could just Google, especially if, like, the movies are older or TV shows are older. It's kind of harder. So Pinterest is a good place. So the kind of a theme that I wanted to go with, like, romantic. Like romance, something like that, like a vintage romance or something like that. I wasn't sure exactly what the theme is. So the stuff that I watched was the first and the second season of Bridgerton, Buffy the Vampire Slayer first, second, and third season. And in the movies I watched You Again, The Proposal, The Family, and Crush. I'll talk a little bit later about Bridgerton, but let's start with Buffy, the Vampire Slayer. I really loved the first season. The first time I watched Buffy was in 2020, and I believe so. It was January or February, one of those. I didn't I heard about Buffy, but I never, like, watched it. So I was kind of in that I don't know why, but I was, like, into vampires and supernatural at that time. So I decided, why not just watch Buffy? Also, they had a banner on Hulu, and I was like, why not watch it? And I really liked it. I gave 3.5 star. It's more like, I mean, 4.5 star. It's more like 7.5, like that. Because some of the moments, some of the episodes I really, really like, but some of them are just like, yeah, they're really not good. They're just really not good. They just, everybody has their own thing, and of course, everybody has their own reviews. These are my own. If you have different reviews, if you don't like Buffy, like, it's fine. And everything, my review is could be totally different from your reviews, and it's amazing because this way we all could have different opinions and give you our own opinions. And I like it because sometimes I would watch something and I would like, give it a lower score, but then when I would hear some people that give a higher score, I'm like, I understand why you decided to do it. And it's great. I love internet for that, because it's, like, really adventurous, and you could realize that you didn't notice something in a movie or TV show. So, and Buffy Summers moves to a new city for a new star, but vampires, demons, and forces of darkness follow her. Um, so it's kind of like I don't want to spoil anything for anybody who would want to watch. I might have some spoilers here and there on some of the movies, TV shows, even in the future. But I kind of want to keep it a little bit quiet with Buffy because um, season one, the ending was really good, but then season two, yeah, anybody who watched season two know about the ending of Buffy. So season two of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, I give it a 5 out of 5 star. The ending made me cry a lot. Her and Angel, like I'm an Angel girl. Yes, I like Angel. I love Spike. Like I love Spike as a character. He was such a good. And then when he moved to Angel, it's a spin-off show from the Buffy. When he moved there, he was also really really funny. He was getting on nerves of Angel. I was like, it gave them really good comedy, and I do like that. It just he's a funny character, and I really like him. And I like him with Drusilla because they kind of complement each other. And I have this like thing when a main character gets a boyfriend who is also kind of main character, the main character kind of loses like a lot of the charm of it. And it's kind of when Buffy and Spike, I understand why people like them, maybe because Angel and Buffy never got that ending, never got that like I don't know, they never, especially if you watch the Angel and episode, I believe so, 8. I think so, it's called I Remember You. I Will Always Remember You or something. Yeah. mm, I couldn't like that episode. I had to skip when I watching Angel. I knew I was watching. So I began watching Angel, and I got to the episode, I began to cry. I couldn't like continue watching it. So then I think it's a year later, I began watching it, the Angel again, and then I just skipped the episode because I knew how sad I will feel. So I just skipped it and I watched the other episodes. It's kind of helped me. So and season three. I really like season three, but I also gave it like 4.5 stars. As I said, like the 4.7, 4.8, even 4.9. But it's a different love for the first and the third season because it's kind of different. I like that they gave more like for future seasons. They kind of hinted on future season, the lure of everything, the supernatural. I kind of do like it. I did watch the fourth season, but halfway through the season I just gave up and just began watching the last episodes because they were kind of boring. I don't know, season 4 was something else. Then seasons 5, 6, and 7, I kind of like skip watched a couple of episodes. With season 7, what I did was I just watched, I think so, the last 5 episodes to kind of catch up on it. Buffy is one of my favorite shows. The first time I watched it was in 2020, and it's a really good show that you could just rewatch. And it is my rewatch of the first 3 seasons. Um, I didn't enjoy season 4, but season 5 was much more better. Season 7 which was also much more better. But it's a show that you could rewatch. Some of the episodes, of course, feels outdated. Some of them are like cringy. Some of them you kind of have to dig deeper to understand the meaning of the episode. Some of the episodes are like, not so much. Like I remember in season 1. There was an episode about computers. It's a cringy episode, I'll say. It's like Monster of the Week. But one thing kind of interesting is the fact that computer was this evil thing, and now we enjoy computers, we use them, and it's kind of interesting how in the 90s, computer was this evil thing, and right now we watch everything, we use computers, and this is one of the episodes that's kind of cringy, but it's kind of enjoyable because you see how times have changed since the episode aired. I recommend the seasons. I recommend the show. It's a really amazing show. So over here, what I'm doing is check marking of all the movies that I wanna watch. If I watched a couple of them, I watched Crush, so I'm check marked it. I watched Miss Bala and I watched The Help. So it's a good way to have this. It's really fun to even track. I also have for TV shows. What I'm doing over here is just writing a couple of notes of like which movies I watched. I think I wanted to have this. Yeah, over there I wanted to write everything that I watched, like movies, TV shows, everything that I rewatched. I want to have like a different category that I would just wrote a note to print them out and keep them. I don't know what happened with the footage, but I was writing all the reviews, but they kind of disappeared. I don't know what exactly. So, but I kind of paused it over here so you could read what I wrote. So, Bridgeton, I decided to do kind of different, like you will see, I kind of want to plan everything to have a spread and how I do the spread. So Bridgeton, the first season I gave 5 out of 5, and second season I gave her 4.5 stars. I do really love season 1. I watched it. I remember. I clearly remember when I watched it. It was December 26th of 2020. I watched it the next day when Bridgeton came out. I love the first season. I love the actress that played Daphne. She gave that innocence. She gave that cluelessness. She also portrayed us not to be like a damsel in distress. She kind of stood her ground. The right hook that she had was really cool, and I really liked it. She wasn't just clueless. She was clueless in a lot of stuff, but she could stand up for her own self. So I do really like it. I understand what a lot of people are saying and stuff, but their story was so good. I'm looking at the overall story. I really liked it. It was entertaining. I like the flow of it. I like how we see the story moving from the first episode to the last episode. We saw some flashback from Simon. We understood why he is the way he is. With Daphne, she was a little bit clueless, but she learned. She adopted. Like not a lot of, not even if you're like this royal and stuff, not everything goes the way it is. Like there's some moments that you will mess up. I like the other side stories. They didn't take away from the main story. Like when you're looking at season 1, you know who the story is about. It's about Simon and Daphne, and about Bridgerton's story. I really like them. I also like the Featherton house. They're really funny. They're like out there. Um, my favorite. As I learned more about it, my favorite is Penelope and Colin, and I'm really excited for season 3. But I'm kind of having a thought that I even told it to my sister. I was like, season 3 could be the best season out of all 3 seasons, or it could be the worst season of all 3 seasons. I don't think it could be like the middle because they have the new showrunner. And you know, when the new people come in and they kind of do their own thing and they might mess up. And also the fact that we're going to have like multiple stories. We're gonna have like about Francesca, Violet, Colin, Penelope, and then a bunch of other stuff. I'm like, I'm not sure. I was like, why can't they have their own season? Like for example, if we're going to be like talking about like the first season is about Simon and Daphne. Season 2 is Kate and Anthony. So, and season 3 is like about whom. But we'll see. So here's the thing, like I'm thinking one thing because that's what I kind of saw and some people were talking about it, but who knows. It is in 2 parts. It will be interesting. We'll see. But I'm still excited. I am going to watch it. I am I am gonna watch it. Yeah, next Netflix, here we come. I will also have a review about it because like they're my favorite. I read the book, as I said, so I'm really excited. So what I about the first season, I really like them. I really like the story, and I did like the portrayal, and I like how we realized when that Simon fell in love with Daphne, when he was standing there and he was like stuttering and couldn't say anything. I was like, dude, you're in love, dude, you got it. And he was a little bit jealous, but the moment that I really, really appreciate and I like how the showrunners and the people that was in the art room when they were standing and Daphne was talking about and she was kind of mocking him, and then when she turned around and became quiet and they were talking about the art, and then there was like a little moment of just quiet, and I love it. I love how quiet there was. It kind of gave us as the audience to see, um kind of experience that. And I do love when TV shows do that. They give like the quiet moment. That's what I love, Pride and Prejudice, because of the quiet moments that you don't have to have like music and everything going on. You could just leave it the way it is and people will understand. It's like sometimes you don't have to tell us, you could just show us. So I love it. I just loved it. And it was like a big moment for me. So for season 2, Anthony is not my favorite brother, and I really didn't care about him. And I think so when I watched Bridgerton, I think so a week later after it came out. I remember that I watched it way later because first of all, I didn't know that it was coming out. But I also liked it. I like Kate, but I kind of prefer Kate from the books. I read a couple of stuff from the books. I didn't read the whole book, but I kind of like her attitude more. I wish they kind of like did more with her character. First of all, I wish, like for example, in the library, when Kate and Anthony was talking, I wish they were more like talking instead of like panting about and being like this sexual stuff. I'm like, it's kind of boring. It's kind of, I don't know. It just never. I felt I didn't feel anything. So I wish what they did were that Anthony began talking with Kate about their fathers, because both of them lost their father figure, and both of them are older siblings, so they have to have responsibilities. So I wish they spoke up about it. They had that moment, and I wish this is where we seen them like kind of like this is like, oh, we kind of have this similarity, kind of this. Also, I really do not like the way that portrayed like as an older sister and having a younger sisters, it's kind of give me an ick when it came to Kate and Edwina, especially all the way at the end. Like I did not like. I wish like Kate was like, oh, like spoke to something about Edwina about maybe like in Anthony versus on Edwina's biggest day they were like emotionally cheating, and I'm not saying like Anthony was in the same boat. He was there also, like, but I just did not like Kate. She was like always like on this high horse, and she's like, oh, this and this, but when it came to like responsibility, she kind of wasn't there. She kind of it kind of felt that she just wanted to show off. She wanted Anthony only for herself, but she kind of wanted to ruin Edwina's life. I don't know what it is. It felt like so like ugh. It just like I don't know. It just like I don't know what the show writers were thinking about. I just kind of wanted more to like leave Edwina alone, like and have focused more about Kate and Anthony. Where I wish what was happening, like, oh, he began to court Edwina because she's the diamond of the season, and then like a little bit later, he kind of realized that he kind of have like more chemistry with Kate, and Edwina noticed and like was like a matchmaker and moved like Kate to be like with him. That would have been like kind of an awkward thing. I wish there was like this versus give me as I said, I just do not like that part, especially on her big wedding day, and then they're like, oh, Edwina, you're kind of this and this. I was like, no, the husband Anthony was supposed to be a husband. What is she later on to be doing? He'll be like cheating with Kate, and she'll be like okay with it. They just like it was kind of like weird. I just did not like that part. I wish what we seen like Edwina being happy for Kate, and I don't know, maybe I'm reading into it. I just didn't like. Also, I didn't like how she was with Lady Damri. Like I loved Lady Damri. I love her from season one. Like she's a different character. Like she's so much fun. The actress that is playing Lady Damri is amazing. She's such a fun character to play. She has this. She's like like she's funny. Like I even like her in season two. Like she even gave this, and I like her that there's more of her, which I'm for it because she's my favorite character. Season one is a little bit favorite of mine. I think that's because of the introduction of all the characters. We kind of introduced to the Bridgerton family, and I'm really excited to see how the characters are going to be in season three. I know there's like a new showrunner and stuff. And we'll see. As I said before, the show could be really, really good, or it could be like the least favorite one out of three seasons. So this is how it turned out. This is how I decided to do. So let's get started talking about the movies. So I watched four of the movies. You Again, The Proposal are a rewatch. I love You Again. It's such a funny story. It's like a high school. My high school was really, really big, so I don't think so. There were couple of popular people, but they weren't like this popular people. I keep seeing a lot of like this like TV shows about schools and stuff, and they're like, oh, this one is so popular. I'm like, who had that? Maybe smaller schools, maybe, but I went to like a larger school, so I guess. So the movie is about a high school was hell for a morning, but she moved on, has a job that has promoted her. Good life. She learned her brother has a fiance, Joanna, a girl who made her life miserable in high school. Situation gets even worse when Marnie's mother rival is Joanna's aunt. It's funny, it's charming, and I love in the end when the grandma. Yeah, Betty White has Betty White is one of those actresses that when she shows up, you know it's going to be funny, and I kind of miss her. Like I love like she's even in Proposal, and you know the scene in Proposal in the woods. Yeah, that's something. I love the Proposal. So You Again, we it's such a good movie. It gives that much funny stuff, the moments. It's just like it's laughable, it's a rewatch, it's a good rewatch. I gave it a 5 star. So for The Proposal, I love The Proposal. It's so funny. I've watched it multiple times. Again, I gave it a 5 star. I know that a lot of I was surprised that a lot of people do not like it, and I'm like, why don't you like it? But to each their own. It's forced with deportation to Canada. Margaret Tate says she's engaged to her assistant Andrew Paxton. Andrew agrees to the charade, but also wants something in return. While they travel to Alaska to visit Andrew's family, Margaret remembers how it feels to have a family. It's a really good movie. If you kind of want to feel that, I feel comfort when I watch this movie. Comfort, joy, funny laughter. The dog is funny, and also the woods with Sandra Bullock and Betty White. That's so hilarious. But such a good movie. And then we have The Help. The Help is my favorite movie so far. I haven't watched a lot of stuff, but it's such a good movie. I'm not sure why I haven't watched it until like today. I mean, until this year. It came out the 2011, and I'm just watching it 2024. I remember I really wanted to watch it, but I never got to it. Not sure why, but I'm glad I did. It's such a good movie. The Help is my favorite of the month. I realized that I really want to do the section in front of my bullet journal section of favorite of the month, and The Help will be my favorite one. And I decided for myself to only do one book or a TV show, not book, one movie or a TV show, and The Help is my number one. I really love the Minnie and Celia's relationship. I really like how they portrayed. I like when Minnie first meets Celia. She's like, "What did I get myself into? This girl is crazy." It's just really, really funny. And I like how Celia sees Minnie not as the help, the servant, as more like as a friend. And I like how Minnie kind of was still kind of like not sure about her, but her guard kind of lowered down and she was helping Celia with frying the chicken, which was kind of fun to see how she pulled out the huge can of Crisco. And I'm like, do we even have this like big Crisco cans? I only see a smaller ones. Maybe some stores have them, but I was like, "Damn, that's a big can of Crisco." And then I really like I didn't enjoy it, but the portrayal of like the roses, the flowers that she planted, and the flowers symbolize the babies that she lost, and it was so heartbreaking to see it. And I like how Minnie saw Celia as not as she was kind of told, because of course like you could hear what people are saying, that she just entrapped the guy, she just made him fall for her because she was pregnant, so he married her because she was pregnant, but she was not pregnant. And of course you could make a judgment, and she was kind of outcasted from all the people, full of groups. And also I like how Minnie stood up for herself with her, I think that was husband or boyfriend, I think that was husband. um I don't think I caught the moment. I was so into the movie that I kind of missed a lot of parts. I should like rewatch it. Maybe I will rewatch it. Um, but again, I like how Minnie stood up for herself, and not only to her husband, but also to the previous lady that she was working. I forgot her name, but the pie scene, yeah, that was like a cherry on the pie. It was hilarious. I'm like, I enjoyed that moment. It was so funny. Like, I really liked it. But it's one of those movies that I do recommend to watch. So the last movie is Crush. I gave it a 4.5 stars. It came out in 2013. What I wrote is, after a secret admirer's crush takes a deadly turn, a popular high school student must figure out which of the people in his orbit is a psychic stalker. I love this movie. It was really interesting to watch. Surprisingly, I was surprised. By watching a trailer, I thought I thought there was like an easy explanation. Uh, that there's a stalker, she's stalking him, she's imagining the story, and I was like, oh, it's kind of like explainable, like even in the trailer it shows like what will happen, what is it about. So watching it, I don't know why I decided to watch it. It was like on what my to watch movies. I don't even remember how I found this movie. Sometimes you just find a movie. So yeah, this is like one of the movies that I just found, and I was surprised by the twist. Um, it was really interesting to watch, and I'm surprised that not a lot of people are talking about this movie because it's really good movie. And like you see the guy from MacGyver and the girl from Teen Wolf, but of course it came out later. But overall, I do recommend the movie. I like how the spread turned out. My vision was some kind of different, but I like it how this spread looks. I like how each section has their own review, and I hope you all also enjoyed my little explanation and review of the movies and TV shows that I watched. The journal and the paper will be linked down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you. Bye bye.